Thalia Sperry was born in Greeley, Colorado in 1929, but moved to California when she was a baby. During the Depression, things were tough for the family, but they managed, and Thalia finished college and began working with the basic magnesium industries in Sacramento, but was later transferred to the Henderson site. She met her future husband, Harvey Dondero, while living at a Las Vegas boarding house.
My husband had lived at the same boarding house because he had been a teacher, and he had lived there, and so he came to see his friend, and so that's how I met him.
After a year, the two married and had 5 kids. Thalia's community involvement began with her kids and the PTA.
Every time there was time for a party or something, I baked a lot of cookies, and I still have a little note from Richard Wright that says, "Dear Mrs. Dondero, thank you for the punch and cookies." And he was in the 2nd grade or something.
Oh, you're talking about the current attorney?
Yeah,
Right?
right.
Family and her children mean a lot to Thalia. She was always a big part of their lives.
I greeted them every night they came home from a date. They may not have liked it, but I was there at the door.
In 1958, they were voted Family of the Year. After more than 50 years of being married, Harvey passed away of cancer. In recent years, Thalia has wondered about the role nuclear fallout may have played in her husband's death. Harvey was exposed to it while at the test site investigating for the school district.
Believe it or not, when I went on the county commission, the seal of the county was a bomb. And I said, this has got to change. So we had a little contest, and that's what you see now, the seal is.
Thalia Dondero was the first woman elected to the Clark County Commission, and she got plenty of flack for it, but not for long.
When I got on the board and won that election, of course, I was it was before open meeting dates, and they were in a room trying to decide who would take what assignments, because there's the airport, there's liquor and gaming, there's the hospital, there was all kinds of things to be on a board and to chair that part of it. So I was trying to find them. Finally I found them, and the door was closed and they were all cutting up the stuff. So I walked in, I had my pad and pencil, and walked in and, sat down, and Tom Wiesner said, "Would you take these minutes?" And I looked at him and I says, "I have the same vote you have, and you may need it someday." And walked out.
From then on, it was fair play. During her life as a public servant, she helped oversee the expansion of McCarran Airport, dedicate and expand state parks such as Red Rock and Valley of Fire, help with flood control projects, lead the Girl Scouts, and of course, her leadership in the area of education. Only some of the things on her extensive resume, but it hasn't ended yet. At 87, Thalia Dondero is not planning on stopping.
No? Should I? What else is there to do? I could paint.
Yup, she paints, makes jewelry, does metalwork, etchings. Is there something this woman does not do? Her good friend of 30 years, Jim Rogers, says no.
It doesn't make any difference where you go or what you do. Thalia is there. She is a great lady. She's a lot of fun. She has a great sense of humor. She has a great sense of history. And there will be times when I will say, "Thalia, do you remember about the Water Authority doing something like that in 1951 or 52? She says, "I think I have the original document to that at the house."
Rogers says Thalia is a part of the history of this town.
I think that she's probably one of the most caring people that we've ever had. She's absolutely honest. You cannot intimidate her. You can persuade her, but she's very studied and very careful in what she does. And she's very thorough in what she does. So she will go back, and she has something that you and I will never have, and that is a history. Even though I'm getting to be an old man, you don't have the history, so she can look back and say, I remember when we were trying to do this on the Strip, or we were trying to integrate the city. And these are the things that happened, and those were the things that influenced, what we're doing today. So it's really good, and I really rely on her for a lot of advice and history.
What do you think your legacy will be?
Oh, I don't know. People forget what you do. But I hope they remember me as giving back to my community, and because they've been really good to me. And I think, that hopefully they think some of the things that we did were important.